Super Mario 64 was released in 1996, and it was a packed-in launch title for the N64 system by Nintendo. And let me tell you, this game was f***ing revolutionary.
It's me, Mario! Hello! Okie dokie.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
And the game opens up with some stunning graphics for 1996, and it gives you a brief overview of the 3D rendering capabilities of the N64 and the 3D style gameplay that encompasses Super Mario 64. So the general premise is this. You control Mario, and Princess Peach is imprisoned in the castle by Bowser, and you have to free her by collecting stars. These stars are found throughout 15 levels in the game, and there's also stars scattered throughout the castle that are hidden, that are not inside particular levels. And of the 15 levels, there are 6 courses to take to get different stars, which provides a tremendous amount of diversity in gameplay. And in addition to the 6 different courses you can take, you can also collect a star per level for getting 100 coins. Now these graphics may look a bit blurred and blocky due to not a huge polygon count by today's standards, but let me tell you, when this came out in 1996, it was like blowing everybody's mind, and it was just unbelievable. There was a shortage of N64s because of this game. And this game was a true system seller. You could get this game simply by buying an N64, and people bought an N64 just to play this game. And I was one of them. This was my sole reason for buying an N64. I saw a demo in a store, played it for about 5 minutes, and said, I have to get this. I must buy it. The level designs are truly ingenious. There is a vast amount of diversity, whether, any possible scenario you can dream up for a whimsical Mario level is thought up in this game. And it's truly a game you can't put down. You pick it up again and again and again, even a decade plus later.
Here we go!
Another nice thing about the Super Mario 64 is that it had a battery backup save, which meant that you didn't have to go and buy some kind of storage device. And they did make storage devices for the N64. I believe they plugged into the controller. But it wasn't required on this one, which was a nice, thoughtful touch, because it's more expensive to produce a game cart with a battery save backup. But Nintendo decided to eat that cost, so as to not sour any consumers about buying extra crap. Which you didn't. You could buy an N64, and in the box everything was there to play this game, to save this game, and what have you. And we're looking at one of my personal favorite levels. The sand desert level was a great level. It's great imagination used to create it. But you can see just how diverse some of these levels are. And not only were they diverse, but they were pretty big. A few of these levels had sub-levels within them that were actually pretty big also. So it was like a 2-for-1 bonus on a level. I mean, it was just a tremendous amount of thought and ingenuity went into this game, and it really shows. And the tasks at hand that Mario has to accomplish to get his stars are also pretty diverse. There you see a little bit of repetition, but nothing nearly as bad as I've seen in other video games. The most repetitious kind of task might be what you just saw there, that sliding down a slide kind of design. And there's only a few of those on these in this entire game. There might be 2 or 3. And that's the only time that you feel like you're repeating something. Other than the, of course, getting the 100 coins per level and the 8 red coins per level. But other than that, everything else is pretty unique. Now let's talk about gameplay a little bit in character control. And using the N64 controller is no easy task because it's such an odd, unique design. But I feel that this game is one of the better playing games for the controller, despite its odd design. You hold the controller towards the like a right-sided orientation, because there's 2 different orientations you can actually hold the controller, so that your right hand is near the right bumper button, and your thumb can use the A, B, and C buttons. And your left hand uses the analog stick and the trigger button. And all these buttons are used throughout gameplay. The right bumper changes your perspective from third person to first person, which I didn't find real effective. I didn't think the first person perspective was all that effective throughout much of the game, and you can play it without even switching to first person. The C buttons control your camera angles, and that was a pretty revolutionary thing. I think it might be the first game to do so. Now it's pretty commonplace to have a right-handed analog stick to move your camera and a left-handed analog stick to move your character. But this was the first game to really break new ground with that. And there is no dual analog sticks on the N64 controller, so they use the 4-directional C button as your kind of camera stick. And as you can see, it's such a great feature, it's still used today. And all your other buttons control jumping, punching, and various kinds of derivatives of each. And your analog stick was a pretty new thing as well. You can actually control your speed of movement by how far you're pushing the stick. And the gameplay is pretty solid. It can get a little sloppy at times with your camera views, but that's a minor complaint. It's part of the challenge of the game. Remember, this game was breaking way new ground with this. Nothing was ever seen like this before. This game has my vote for greatest video game of all time, bar none. By far, I've never played a better game that used so many features and revolutionized so many features. It's just mind-blowing. If you haven't played Mario 64, you really owe it to yourself to pick up a copy and play it. I mean, it has infinite replayability qualities. It's not a simple game. It takes a long time to beat. You got to put a lot of time into it, and it's well worth the time. I never felt time wasted while playing Super Mario 64. It's just an all-around high-quality game. I'm your host, Dommie, for Classic Games Revisited. Until next time.